What's going on, Bitcoin Cash fam? Chadwick here, giving you a little update. So guys, kind of moving a little bit sideways action this week. Not a whole lot going on in cryptos, but there's a couple things that kind of struck me a little interesting that I want to mention to you. If you're new to crypto, or if you're still following crypto since like 2017, 2016, that's kind of where I'm gonna take it and run with this video. So a couple things that have happened this week. Last week we saw the 20% dip in the cryptos. Every crypto dumped like 20%. Bitcoin Cash, all of them. But what's unique here is out of that dip, there were some coins that rose, and this is interesting, and I'll expand on that and after I tell you the coins. So if you look at Tezos, you look at Solana, which is an ERC20 token based on Ethereum blockchain, so it's kind of its own ERC20 token. It's not really any kind of coin. Solana is not really any kind of coin that I think deserves any kind of market cap that it really is. And I'm going to kind of expand on what I just said too, on the fact that Solana went up to $200 and then it's crashed down to $150. Last cycle in 2017, not to say that the same thing's going to happen here, but we had these tokens come out of basically thin air on the Ethereum blockchain. So you had all these ERC20 tokens, these ICOs that were raising all this capital, or they were really just investors that had a lot of Bitcoin, right? Or Ethereum, and then they were using this Ethereum or Bitcoin to create a token, put their money into there, create a trading algorithm or a trading bot to basically get you to buy into their token. And basically from there it kind of just does its thing and takes your money, and basically it just goes to basically zero. A lot of these ICOs didn't even make it. They're not even around anymore. But what's really specific about Tezos is actually has its own blockchain, so it's not an ERC20 token on Ethereum. It's actually fundamentally its own entity in the crypto space. So basically Tezos was the biggest ICO ever, basically. It took there was a little bit of things kind of with the launching of it that kind of had people getting very skeptical, and just some different things that were happening that prolonged the launch of Tezos. But it did finally launch. Their main net and all that is live. Everything's working on it. They have voting systems, kind of like a proof of stake. They call it baking, but it's similar to just staking. It's just basically the same thing. But this token is trading up close to $8, like between like $6.80 and $8. And why it's unique, and the reason I'm mentioning Tezos and how it's relevant to Bitcoin Cash and the whole crypto space, is because Tezos basically dipped down with the cryptos the same week that Bitcoin Cash and all the other cryptos dumped, right? The unique part about it is cryptos have not really regained that last week's drop, but Tezos has already accumulated a new high from that week drop, and has gone for a yearly high too. And if you look at those graphs, you'll see kind of what I'm talking about. So why this is interesting to Bitcoin Cash and other cryptos, I think worth mentioning, is because of the fact that this is kind of the same pattern behavior that we saw in 2017, where the market would take these little dips, and the big coins, Monero, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Ethereum Classic, would take these little dips, and there would be one or two coins that were able to kind of capture all the people that were trading during that downward spiral. So kind of where I'm going with this is, you have all these trading pairs. You have, HitBTC has trading pairs for Bitcoin Cash. I know they're not the most reliable exchange. They have a kind of a history of being kind of shady, and nobody knows where their actual home office is. So that's just one exchange, but you have hundreds of exchanges that have trading pairs on Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, USD stablecoin, all these trading pairs, right? So the whole market goes down for 1 week, but Tezos goes up, Solana goes up. And I'm not trying to say that I'm buying the Solana bit right now, guys. I don't think Solana's even worth touching. But what I'm saying is you have this huge market cap that's capturing all these trades when the market's going down, because they're going up too, right? So it's the same real volume. All these exchanges can move the volume from Bitcoin to Ethereum to Bitcoin Cash to any of them really. And it's not really the same thing as like a spoof order in the stock market. It's actually like they can actually control this and manipulate this volume. Not manipulate it in the sense that it doesn't exist, but manipulate it in the sense they can slosh these huge amounts of money around. And they do this all the time, guys. Don't be fooled. This is something that happens like regularly. But it's more interesting because it's kind of showing me a pattern that's starting to emerge with some of the research and the observations that I've done in the crypto market since 2016. So it's just interesting to note, guys, that Tezos moving up during this week of downward time from last week. All the cryptos went down, right? Tezos goes up while the market's kind of moving sideways, and then you kind of see these main market cap coins start to kind of go back up again after Tezos is still already up. And Solana has actually dumped like 25% of its value. So that's just another trading pair that kind of audits the whole crypto system. And there's other little cryptos that do this too, but they're not worth mentioning because nobody knows what they are. But they do have huge market caps. I mean, we're talking millions of dollars, and they're basically just shit coins. But they're on the exchanges, so they kind of control that exchange, that on that particular exchange that it's listed on, and it works with other exchanges those shit coins are particularly listed on. And what that'll do is it'll capture anybody who's trading and getting kind of scared or getting weak hands, and it'll just capture those trades. So right now Bitcoin Cash is not the dominant crypto, even though it has the best use cases. It's the best crypto. BSV is a good crypto as well. It's got huge, May 16th this year, it accumulated a more consecutive or more total amount of data on chain than Bitcoin. There's other cryptos that are definitely better than Bitcoin, but right now everything's kind of following Bitcoin and kind of following in this general it's just general crypto. They all kind of move the same. So until we see like a major breakout like we did on Doge and Binance Coin, and unfortunately this new coin Solana, and Terra, which is kind of another coin that's an ERC20 token. So I would be kind of weary about some of these projects. I think they were literally just big bag holders creating their tokens and kind of getting a little dev team together and making a little marketplace for kind of like Waves did, where they built a platform and you can make SLP tokens and stuff on top of their platform to make it sound like unique, but it's not really anything unique, guys. It's something that they've been doing for last couple years. Smart BCH right now on Bitcoin Cash is kind of already achieved that. Plus Bitcoin Cash has already achieved multiple roadmap accomplishments that have happened on Bitcoin Cash that have been slow moving on Bitcoin. So it's just really an interesting thing right now we're in, guys, because like I said, the pattern that I'm starting to observe and that I've seen kind of run parallel with 2016 is just these little downward slumps where these big name, like, Tezos is big, guys. It's not, it's not the top 3 or top 4, but it's definitely the top, in probably the top 20 or top 10 right now. And it's been around for a while. It's got its own blockchain, so it's not just an ERC20 token. So while this market went down for a week, Tezos creeped up 25-35% and is already, wiped anybody who traded that whole 2-week period. Solana went down 25-30%. So you kind of you see by this point, after me repeating it 5 times, see kind of where I'm going at with this. This stuff kind of moves in sequence with one another. You have these other shit coins that are on individual exchanges that capture the actual trades on the exchange. These exchanges communicate through, dark web type data pools where they can kind of understand what's going on just by the algorithmic trading and the way that these things trade. So basically, it really hints to me that some of these altcoins are going to start breaking out real quick, and I don't just mean Bitcoin Cash. I mean a lot of these altcoins are kind of on the verge. and then you stack derivatives markets on top of some of these altcoins and Bitcoin. You start getting major shorts in some of these altcoins too. So I think the crypto space is actually being highly suppressed right now, and they're really trying to like, what is it? Gabriel from First Millionaire had Gabriel from firstmilly.com. Check out his YouTube if you don't check him out. He had a really good explanation that I kind of immediately could understand what he was talking about, how a lot of these coins, like especially these altcoins, are getting suppressed, and it's like a spring. They just keep pushing them down, and it's only a matter of time before some of this stuff starts really breaking out. We started seeing some stuff like we saw with Ethereum Classic and Doge a couple months ago, where they broke out against Bitcoin, and I think that could very well happen with Bitcoin Cash and some of these other cryptos. BSV, Monero has also been taking a little leap up. Go check out Monero, guys. Don't just take my word for this stuff. Maybe go check out some of these graphs yourself. I don't need to pull them up here. It's all open data on the internet, so you can see it yourself. Yeah, so I think this thing that you heard last week with Litecoin accepting Walmart or whatever, this partnership crap, a lot of this stuff comes out after the coin pumps. Like, I couldn't find any data that came out before Litecoin jumping 30% last Monday. Litecoin, I think it was Monday or Sunday, Litecoin jumped 30% in about 10 minutes, and then it toppled right down, 20 minutes later. Or less. I mean, it went up real fast and it dropped down. And I think that they were trying to fit a narrative and try to fit a news story to try to explain why that happened. But I think it goes down to these trading pairs, and I think the system's starting to get a little shaky right now, which is a good thing for a bull market, for the bull market altcoins, and a real healthy thing to kind of look at for what it really is, rather than buying some of this news media like, Walmart's accepting Litecoin. Well, it was kind of like when Doge launched in 2019 on Binance. If you notice, back in 2017, every coin that listed on Binance pumped 200-300%. So Dogecoin pumped, and then after it pumped, that's when you got the news of it listing to Binance. But in fact, it wasn't listed on Binance till after it had already pumped. So, and it wasn't a crazy 100-200% pump, but it was a noticeable pump because it was kind of a slow time in the market at that time. So just kind of note some of these things, and if I explain that okay, maybe give me a thumbs up. If I could, maybe you could explain it a little bit better and kind of understand what I'm saying with some of these altcoins kind of moving upward in a downward week or something in the cryptos. Feel free to leave me a comment, or whatever you like. But I think that this system is highly suppressed right now, and I think it's like I said, the derivatives market on some of this stuff and some of the leverage trades and stuff, it's just pushing this thing down like a spring, like Gabriel said on firstmilly.com, and this spring is just about to go ape shit. So I think be on the lookout for the next couple weeks. I think that we could see some breakouts in some of these altcoins. And when I mean breakouts, I mean like 200-300% jumps in a day or two. These don't have to be 20-30% jumps in a downward crypto market like Tezos did. This could be, you could wake up one morning and you could be 125% up, and you hear a news article, and then before you know it, you're 275-300% up. It's happened on BSV, it's happened on Bitcoin Cash, it's happened on Doge. So ultimately, I like to see Bitcoin Cash take the lead and break out against Bitcoin for use cases. But right now, we're kind of just all in this crypto space, and we're all competing for this, competing for everything. But I think as soon as that hash rate maybe starts coming over to Bitcoin Cash, and some of these miners start moving over to Bitcoin Cash, and it becomes more profitable to move over to Bitcoin Cash or BSV or whatever the crypto that leads, I think Bitcoin Cash has a very strong chance of becoming just that. So that's about all I got to say today. But I've been a little busy. This is my first day off, so I haven't been able to really make any videos, but I'll try to make another video or something this week, or maybe tomorrow if I can squeeze in some time before the weekend, and maybe kind of give you guys an idea of kind of what I'm seeing. If you guys got anything, shoot me a comment. You guys have been really awesome about putting some comments down there, so I really appreciate that. And just let's talk about this stuff, guys, because it's gonna happen. Later.